HPE is doing some detective work this week after they found out last week that one of their more successful breach crews, IntelBroker, has made off with some of their information, including product source code. IntelBroker decided to have an after Christmas sale and is offering the code on various forums, as well as some personally identifiable information from older HPE delivery records. While you should always take criminal claims with a grain of salt, IntelBroker has been implicated in a number of similar thefts over the years that have turned out to be accurate. Tom, what does this mean to HPE and more importantly to HPE's customers?
This is probably bigger news for HPE than it is for anybody else, because once you get a hold of somebody's source code, like, that's a problem, especially if it's out there. And note that HPE didn't find out about this because they got a ransom notification from IntelBrokers wanting to sell the source code back. They found out because IntelBrokers was like, hey, what do you want for it? We would rather sell this to everybody than basically have that right of first refusal ransomware payment. That tells me that this isn't about extortion. This is about embarrassment. This is about trying to get as much of HPE's code base out there in the wild so that other actors can operate on it, right? Because once you have the source code for products, you can comb through it to find, poor memory management techniques or bad authentication calls or things like that. And that opens you up to a whole world of trouble. I will say, though, that the PII that they got seems to be one of those weird, and we're going to grab your dog's leash on the way out the door of robbing your house kind of things. It was more or less kind of incidental and inconsequential because they pulled it from a bunch of old orders that had been placed. And obviously any PII leaking is bad enough, but that would be kind of like if you leak the address that I lived at 25 years ago. Is it bad that someone has my old address? Probably, but I don't live there anymore. So I think that ultimately what's going to happen out of this is that HPE really needs to find out how IntelBrokers got in and what source code is affected, and if it's modern enough that they really need to worry about what potential leaks could come out of this. I mean, as you know, HPE has bought a lot of companies recently, and they're really revving a lot of their products to incorporate new code into the things that they've been offering. So, if you stole the code for, I don't know, like Microsoft Windows 3.1, are you really getting a good deal on this? Or are you just kind of, oh, hey, look, I embarrassed you because I got stuff from you? So I'm kind of glad that HPE is taking this wait and see approach. The trick, though, is that you can't let us wait too long before you let us know what was taken so that we can prepare appropriately. Because as one of the things that we've seen a lot over the last few months, when companies sit on these kinds of breaches or on these kinds of exposures, the uncertainty in the air makes customers decide maybe down the road, I'm not going to invest in this company anymore if they can't keep me up to date on what's going on.